So now 2 down, and here comes Max Muncy. Swing. There's a drive into deep right field. Way back goes Slater on the warning track. At the wall, he squares up and makes the catch as he bumps gently into the out-of-town scoreboard in that wall.
Baby. Enjoy this great game.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Humm Baby Baseball channel. This is Eric, and today we're talking about the baseball. What's happening this year? After years and years of big offense and Manfred wanting to produce more offense, we have this new baseball, this new humidor situation, and all of a sudden, I've been noticing it in the Giants games. So many baseballs are absolutely crushed just to die on the warning track and be caught. It even happened multiple times in last night's game. Even the opposing team, Cody Bellinger, smashed a baseball I thought was long gone. He hit the ball, and I'm like, oh, no! Oh, caught. And I've seen it many times with Darren Ruff, just the opposite reaction. Darren Ruff would absolutely obliterate a ball. And I'm like, yeah! Wait. Oh, no! And it seems like just over and over and over, I'm seeing that happen this year. And when you look into the stats, when you dig into the stats, you'll notice that most of the stats are pretty much the same as every other year, except that long ball. And Jeff Passan talks about how the baseball this year is actually supposed to take a couple of feet off of it, but players think it's taken off a heck of a lot more than just a couple feet. And it does seem that way. Here's what Jeff Passan had to say.
Runs are down because home runs are down. Everything else in baseball is just about the same. But when home runs go down, the first question after all these years of juiced balls, of different balls being used in 2021, what's happening with the baseball? And in 2021, they were supposed to have a new ball in place that reduced the distance that a ball went by about 2 feet, Major League Baseball said. That's the ball that's in play this year. And if you ask players what's happened this year, they feel like it's a lot more than 2 feet that the ball has been reduced by.
And right now, the league batting average is 231. I know it's just been a month. I'm quite sure at the end of the year that number will be higher. 231 as an entire league. OPS of 675, which is the lowest at this point in the season since the year of the pitcher, 1968, where they had to lower the mound and they had to do some drastic things to get offense back up. And the interesting thing is this is happening here in 2022, the year where we said DH in both leagues. Pitchers are not going to hit anymore, which you would think is supposed to create more offense. Instead, we have less offense, or at least less home runs. A lot less home runs. That could change as the season goes along. But I'm just saying, right now, there seems to be a situation where a de-juiced baseball. I'm so sick of talking about the baseball, which we just had a standard baseball, go out and play. You go out and play ball. But that's obviously not the case. Sometimes they're humidor in it, sometimes they're not. I know there's different, areas where you have different elevations. Obviously the ball travels better in Denver and things like that. But you know what? We've been talking about this baseball. Is it juiced? Is it not juiced for so long? And this is the first year where I've really noticed a situation where the ball is being crushed and balls that normally would be gone suddenly are not gone. And it's crazy. And jumping over to ESPN, what the heck is going on with the baseball? And you scroll down, we know offense is going down, like I mentioned, but the long ball, the loss of the long ball is to blame. Decline of batting average is nothing new. Okay, so the batting average has been dropping, even though it's even especially low right now. But the home run rate has fallen off a cliff. Just 36% of runs this April came via the home run, the lowest total through April since 2015. And 2019, the year of the home run, when MLB hitters hit the most home runs in the history of April, that April, 43.5% of runs came via the bomb. Here's a quote right here from Patrick Wisdom. He says, something is different because when we look at the metrics, we see how hard the ball is hit, and then we see the ball gets caught. It starts raising some eyebrows, raising some questions. For the first time since 2015, there was less than one home run hit per team. 0.91 home runs hit per team per game. So we're averaging less than a home run per game. And that seems about right, because it feels like there's been less than a home run. It feels like most games are not even getting a home run. So many games this year, there hasn't been a home run. Last night there wasn't a home run. I feel like there's certain guys like Brandon Crawford, Usually at this point in the year, he's going to have 4 or 5, maybe 6 bombs. He's got 1 bomb. In fact, it's interesting. The Giants just promoted a guy named Kevin Padlow, and this guy was just raking in the AAA. He hit like 5-6 home runs in a 3-game stretch. I think he hit 3 in 1 game. I don't know. He was just hitting bombs like it was going out of style. He gets promoted, and in his first game with the Giants, he obliterates a baseball. It looks exactly like what he's been doing in AAA, and the ball dies on the warning track and gets caught. So I don't know. I'm just saying, it is interesting. The ball is traveling differently. We honed in on balls that were hit with an exit velocity between 102 and 105 and a launch angle between 27 and 29. These batted balls are in line with the average 103.6 velo and distance traveled 399.7 feet on all home runs since StatCast was introduced in 15. So they're trying to figure out the balls that are hit in such a way that would generally result in a home run. What's happening this year? To limit the impact of the weather of the outcome, we limited our research to 2 indoor venues. Very smart. Very smart. Miller Park and Tropicana Field. Although, isn't Miller Park, I think that has a roof that can be opened. But anyway, I digress. Look at the results here of these balls hit about the exact same way. 2017, Eric Thames hit a ball, and it was gone in Miller Park. Home run. Ke'Bryan Hayes hit the same ball. He hit it in the same way. 104 miles an hour. Very similar. Everything. Launch angle the same. Miles per hour off the bat the same. Out. Interesting. Here we have in Tropicana, Kevin Kiermaier and Ji-Man Choi hit a ball about the same way. Both ended up with home runs, but Kevin Kiermaier's bomb went 425 feet. Ji-Man Choi's bomb went only 409 feet. We move on. There are other examples of it out here. Mookie Betts hit a ball in Tampa Bay. The exact same miles per hour and launch angle as Dylan Moore this year. Mookie's was a homer. Dylan Moore's was a big fat out. Really interesting stuff. In every single example, the ball hit previously has gone, significantly further, much more than 2 feet. I'm seeing differences here of 21 feet. I mean, these are massive differences. There's nothing close here. The closest I can see is about 10 feet difference, and that's still a 10-foot difference. Here, look at the difference here. Daniel Robertson hit one for the Washington Nationals, hit one in Tropicana. 102 miles an hour, 109 miles an hour with about 29-degree launch angle. The ball went 405 feet. Ji-Man Choi this year, 376 feet. Wow. That is like a 29-foot difference right there. Andrew McCutcheon said the ball ain't the same as it used to be. I used to be 165 pounds soaking wet here, flicking balls out. I've hit some that don't continue to keep going. Then we're having conversations like, how did this guy have an exit velo of 96 with a launch angle of 31 and his ball went out, and I have an exit velo of 128 launch angle and mine did not go out. Players are not getting weaker. The ball has got to be different. I mean, according to the research done here, where you have, domes where the weather's not a factor, there's no wind or anything, and we could just see, unless this is, this study could be BS, but we've seen with our own eyes what's going on just watching the games. The ball is definitely different. Daniel Hudson said there's definitely been times this season where I've been like, I can't believe that ball didn't go out. I don't really know what the answer is, whether they got to tighten them back up or whatever the hell they're doing. I guess that was Guy's problem. There's no openness to it. Also, there's this humidor. The humidor. All 30 teams are using humidors to store their baseballs, up from just 10 last year. Humidors make the ball uniform by standardizing the amount of water in the air around the ball. There's a big difference in the aggregate. 2022 changes in offensive rates in the 10 stadiums that already had humidors and the 20 that have added one for this season. So you can see the stats here, the change from 2021 to 2022. Numbers have just completely dropped off here offensively, and it's not surprising. I mean, pretty stark. Home run per fly ball has declined 0.7% in humidor holdovers, blah, blah, blah. I mean, even Gavin Lux was saying there's one in Minnesota I hit like 106 at 29 degrees, got caught at the track. That should be a no-doubt homer. The other one was 104 at 27, which should be a homer, and got caught. We are definitely seeing it. We're definitely seeing it here. The good news for fans of offense is that it does usually pick up as the season progresses and the weather warms up. Okay, so yeah, I mean, it's supposed to get better. A lot of other players had stuff to say on it. You can check this out. I will link this article right here. But it is really interesting what's going on this season right now with this Humidor situation, with this baseball situation, and will it change as the season goes along? I think it should still be a little more consistent throughout the year. That's just crazy because baseball's hit like that should be gone, you would think. I mean, we're not going back to the old days in the Polo Grounds where you have to crush a baseball 450 feet to get a home run, unless you hit it down the line at the Polo Grounds, but different story. I'm just saying, stadiums used to be a lot bigger. You had to be Babe Ruth to hit a home run. That's not the case anymore, or is it? Is that the case again? Because I've seen so many baseballs just crushed. And I'm not saying, I'm not complaining as a Giants fan or anything. I'm not saying it would have made a difference in the record or anything like that, or that we got screwed, although it could happen. There has been moments, of course, like I said, where the opposing team has crushed baseballs and the Giants have gotten outs out of them. It's just kind of changes, just kind of depends. But all in all, I just find it really interesting. Let me know if you've noticed as well, watching games this year, that the baseball is just dying at the warning track. Like I've always felt like, I've taken BP at major league parks, or at least parks with the same dimensions and minor league parks, and I've been able to pop some balls out of there. I'm not so sure I could do that today at a major league park with watching these guys like Darren Ruff, as powerful as he is, swinging at a 90-something mile-an-hour fastball and making perfect contact, hitting it at the sweet spot, and it falls off the warning track. I highly doubt that I'm going to do much better than that and be able to hit one out. So I just feel like I would just love to go out there with a bat and these new balls with the Humidor and take some BP, and then I could really know just how bad it is. I would imagine I would have a hard time hitting the ball, out of the ballpark or even close, because what I'm seeing, that Cody Bellinger with his insane swing couldn't do it. It's just crazy. I think something is going on this year, and let's just hope that it changes, because this is just sad. You see a ball hit like that, you want it to be out of the ballpark. It should be out of the ballpark, like some of these guys have said. But let me know what you think in that comment section down below. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button. I appreciate all your support. We're going to talk to y'all later. See ya. Or straight to the hole. I got no chance of ever making my goal.